Okay, hopefully I'm back. I had a fine meal. Anybody who's curious? If anybody's still there. What was I doing? I don't even remember. I was making a lathe ship, and I was going to make a plane. A lathe plane. And to return from lathe, you need about 2,900 meters per second. So let's assume we can get up to 500 with a jet engine. Which means we need about, we'll say 25. So, where did my mouse cursor go? There it is. There we go. Now I got my mouse cursor back. Okay, we need our little doodaddy here. The can that I can't click on. Oh, that's because it's not the root part. Cute. There you go. There's our root part. Now you can attach to that. I can make you the root part, and then throw that away. Apparently the can lost its thing here. There we go. I don't know if anybody's watching. I don't know how to like track that kind of thing. I don't know anything about Twitch as this says up here. Thing here. There we go. I don't know if anybody's watching. I don't know how to like track that kind of thing. Sorry, I got distracted. But yeah, if anybody knows anything about Twitch, feel free to tell me anything. Okay, so this thing has to somehow get back to space from Eve, or from the surface of Lathe, I should say. So, it seems like a really good thing to put on here would be some sort of nose cone or something. I don't know what I'm doing. Actually, maybe this should be where the intake goes. That kind of makes sense, right? Because we can toss it once we can't get enough air, and then air resistance shouldn't be a problem. I think that works. Okay. Now on the bottom here, we need the rocket. So let's assume for the moment that this will be enough. And this guy, our old friend, the Terrier. Oh yeah, that's plenty of Delta V. It's more than I need, which is saying a lot. So this is what we're gonna kick off the jet stuff for. Now the jet stuff is going to be a decoupler here. That's totally the wrong tab. Decoupler, and then our friend the jet fuel tank, which we should only need one when it all comes down to it. And it's this guy, right? That's not what I wanted. I want this one. There we go. And we should have just the regular old jet engine, I think. We don't need anything special. Somewhere. There we go. The Panther. No, we don't need the Panther. We don't need the Weasley. Yeah, see, I haven't actually used these since, like, the last time I used these, they had their old meshes. So it's like I don't recognize them based on what they look like. That's hilarious. Okay. Now, let's get our favorite two markers here. Go into the aerodynamics tab, and is this the big one? Yeah, we don't need this wing, that's for sure. Okay, let's take, that's a tail fin. That's probably not what we want. That is way too small. See, the problem is I kind of want the swept wings. I don't remember. Do you want the center of lift in front of or behind the center of mass? You want the center of mass in front, and the farther in front, the more what'd you call it? Good it is. I think we're gonna have to build our own wings. I think we should get a large delta wing here. There we go, delta wing. Will this work? Will this detach? I put it here. When we detach this thing, is that going to actually detach? That's my question. I guess we'll find out. And actually, that might be enough. That might be enough wing. I think I'm going to pull it back a little bit. Nah, it should probably be pretty close. Probably doesn't matter that much. Okay, this should get us to the surface from lathe. So all we need is something to... All we need is something to get us out of space. Which I wish I could use this. I wish I could use this fuel, and I actually can. Let me think about this. Let me think. I don't want to put thrusters on it, is the thing. And I should actually get the solar panels on this guy because he's going to have solar panels when he's in space. Or on the real mission, whatever you want to say. F, no, R for symmetry. And then that. There we go. I don't know what I'm doing. Is the landing gear in this tab? There it is. I think we want a small landing gear. Right here. And then other ones right here. Cheated a little bit, but I would like it to be actually touching the wing. Seems like it should at least be touching the wing. Pull this guy up a little bit. Don't mind it being like that. And then we'll put one of these. I kind of like to have one of these on the back. Right here. Shift it up into the engine. Just to stop tail strikes. Okay. Now, in theory, this should be able to land on lathe and lift back off. Without the obvious... with the obvious problem that it has no way to deorbit from lathe. So we should probably add... You know what? We're just going to add a transfer to it. That is terrible. I can't allow that. I can't allow that. I'm sorry. But I can't actually... Oh, wait. I was able to select landing gear. Steerable landing gear. So let's put it like here. And then shift it up into the engine from there. Still terrible, but less so. I mean, it's only there to prevent tail strikes, so we shouldn't be resting on it, ideally. Sorry about hitting the mic there. Okay, so then let's just add a... I was afraid of that. We can't add one to the front or the back. Cute. So... I want to add a jet in, or I want to add a non-jet engine to this guy somewhere so he can control himself in space. And it can't be this one because obviously he's attached here. What I want to do is I want to put a couple radials on this guy, but I don't want them there. Like once we're in the atmosphere, I don't want them there anymore. We need the air intake here. There's no question about that. I wish I could put a staging thing on here, is what I wish. Before I forget, let me do this too. Oh, Elevons. You're so cute. Should probably put a tail fin on it too. Delta Wing, Delta Deluxe. There we go, tail fin. That's fine. This doesn't have any. It does have actual controls, so we can have that. Okay. Let's be dumb. Let's be dumb and add a control thing here. Command and control, there we go. Let's add this. Right there. Pull the wings forward a little bit. To compensate. I don't like the landing gear being actually behind the thing, the center of mass, or in front of the center of mass. Can be close to. In theory, I could actually flip these things around. And then put them back here. I think that'll work. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Now, what was I doing? I put this on so I can do this now, which I think is a terrible idea, but I'm going to do it anyway, which is put this on here. Need to remove these markers here. Put this right, say, here. Put a very tiny fuel tank on it. You know what we could do? We could actually use one of these little dinky ones. Oscar B. Put it like right here. And put our old favorite, the spark, right there. So now we'll ignite the spark, and then when we get in the atmosphere, we'll kick it off and ignite this engine at the same time. Then we'll kick that off and ignite this when we're going to take off, and then toss this when we feel comfortable with that. Call this our lathe plane, and let's test it out. Anybody watching? Say hi if you're watching. This vessel has no remote control or man command modules. What do you call this? You call this putting Jeb in there and then saving it and launching it. I guess it wasn't the root part when I started, so the game got confused. Hey, Ankro! Like, whoa! Wow, that was crazy. A little bit there. This is an ugly ship. And I apologize to all the people who have to look at it. Okay, let's get this guy in orbit around lathe. Okay, let's stage our engine. Let's aim this guy retrograde. And let's just burn into the atmosphere here. And yeah, I was afraid of that. The off-center burning. Let's actually tell it to aim retrograde. That is funny. But okay, let's get a periapsis down to, say, I don't know, 30? Just anchor was taken. Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, my name is Foof Horseman, so I totally understand what you're saying there, Anchor. And I'm sure HMV plays. I should actually look for HMV plays on Twitch. But I think it's like YouTube. Once you've set your name, you're screwed for life. Oh, hi Batman, by the way. Welcome to the channel here. Testing a lathe lander is what I'm doing here. I'm not actually flying a mission. I hyper-edited this thing into orbiter on lathe. I'm burning it down to a periapsis of 30, and we're just going to see what happens when it smacks into the atmosphere. Ideally, this thing should be able to land and get back into orbit. It is not a single stage to orbit. I don't do that kind of thing. There's sunrise. I don't think we have to worry too much. Probably should lower the landing gear because it's going to be lowered in space. What is lathe? There we go, 50. We definitely don't want to be aiming retrograde. Let's go ahead and aim prograde. And I guess we'll time warp until we see some flames, which you just saw. Now, I'm concerned that we'll have some burn up here. But honestly, I don't know what to do about it. We can toss this as well. That's no longer needed. That was merely to get us into the atmosphere. And you're about to die, Jeb. Or no, that's the nose cone. That nose cone can't blow up either. Let's get some positive... Okay, we might need some kind of don't blow this up-ness. Although maybe if I just do this over again, that'll be fine. I mean, obviously I wasn't really paying attention to that. Because if that blows up, we can't run our engine, is the problem. Okay, we've got positive... we're actually going up in the atmosphere now. But I've lost all control because I have no... I have no solar panels. I don't know why my solar panels aren't getting me sunlight, but it might be just that I'm out of control. At least the heat's going down a little. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure why my solar panels aren't working. Did they die in the atmosphere? I'm never going to be able to click them. Operational. No, that's the lander can. Energy flow, direct sunlight. So maybe it's just that solar panels don't work well enough at lathe for this to actually work. But we're starting to get enough bite in the atmosphere to keep ourselves headed straight, quote unquote, headed straight. So as long as we're a little careful with the beginning of reentry, we should be fine. And I guess we'll just land on this landmass here that happens to be coming straight at us. Okay, I feel like SAS is actually hurting, so I'm just going to turn it off and let the ship do whatever it will. Our intake air is full, so we could actually kick the engine on right now if we wanted to. But I'm currently happy with the way things are going. But if this works, I think we have everything. Let me go back to my Delta V chart here. The ISRU thing can land on all the airless worlds. It can land on Ike. It can land on Duna. We proved that. Somehow we were able to land it on Duna. We were able to... obviously, it can land on Gilly. It doesn't need to land on Eve. It can land on Moho, because that's what it was designed to do. It can land on Moon. It can land on Minmus. It can land on Elu, as I said. It can land on Vol. It can land on Bop and Pol. And Drez. I've built a Tylo lander, and I'm doing my lathe lander. You have no audio, however, like, just currently, or why am I asking that? I should probably type that into chat. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with the audio. My little thing is that tells me I'm talking is telling me I'm talking. I've got like a little wave meter thing. Okay, landing gear down. We're just gonna land this guy right at this shore here. Okay, that was I have no idea what's going on with this ship, other than the fact that it has no control whatsoever. Oh, Encro's... Huh. I don't know what happened to the audio. I also don't know what happened to my plane. This feels like a bug. This feels like planes shouldn't act like this. I literally don't know what's wrong. We are sinking at 100 meters per second towards the surface, and I have absolutely no control of this plane. I'm no aerodynamicsinician, but I'm pretty sure aerodynamics does not work this way. Let's go and kick the engine on, I guess. I mean, this thing should be able to glide, I would assume. There's no reason why it shouldn't be able to glide. But now that I've turned the engine on, everything seems fine, so hey, we'll just go with it. I mean, I was in a stall. I mean, I'm not a plane guy, but I mean, that wasn't really what I'd call a flat spin, because I would think a flat spin would require some spinning to be involved. But hey, as long as the engine's working, I mean, I'll obviously, I brought this engine to use it, so as long as it works with the engine, I'm cool. I'm glad the audio is back, definitely. I'm assuming Twitch sucks. That's my first guess, and only guess. Based upon my vast hours of Twitch experience. Why am I not using my awesome HUD mod here? Looks like a terrible place to land, so I think I should try to land here. Okay, it's now or never. He somehow didn't destroy the plane. This kept the tail strike from happening, yet it is not touching the ground, which is awesome. And, oh, look at that. There's Tylo up there. That's also awesome. Okay. We have successfully landed. One of the mission parameters, which I have to go back to with my Tylo lander, is I wanted to plant a flag everywhere. It's not required. But in order to plant a flag, we're going to have to get on the surface and back. Which just ain't going to happen here without some sort of help. I'm going to worry about that later. Let's go ahead and try this here. Okay, we got to be going at least 50 to take off. There we go. Let's get heading back towards the 90. See how fast this guy can get going here as we rise up to get back into orbit. That's an ugly plane. It's getting the job done, but it's ugly. Yeah, my goal here is to get at least 500 meters per second, which I don't see why I wouldn't be able to do that. But if I can get 500, then this thing should be able to easily get back into space. I'd actually take a much steeper climb here. We're 10 kilometers up. Watching my air intake. Geez, we're going 800 meters per second. We're fine. 20 kilometers up. It's a great engine. The engine's starting to sputter a bit. As soon as it dies, we're just going to throw it away, though. We just got into orbit mode, which is awesome. We're actually losing speed, so let's go ahead and... Seem to work fine. Now, I should be able to just toss this thing now. That's what I was afraid of. Ugh, there we go. We're all fine here, thanks. How are you? Okay, our apoapsis is out of the atmosphere already. But I think we should get it up to about, say, 70. Just make it a nice round number here. There we go. Snap that to the apoapsis. Let's aim at it. We finally got our power back. Let's go ahead and aim at the maneuver node. I think we're in space, aren't we? Yeah, we're in space now. I like it when the plan actually works. And with plenty of fuel left, too, which always makes me happy. And I forgot the docking port on the bottom here. That's not a big deal. It's not going to actually affect the flight or the plan or anything like that. But there we go. 70 by 70, 80 by 60, whatever. With plenty of fuel left. So this is a success. Okay, what did we learn, though? We need to way back on the ship. What just happened? Oh, I know what this is. This is the holodeck. This is a bug in the holodeck. I'm going to stop the stream for a minute. I'm going to restart. Actually, you know what? I'll just turn the game off, I guess. I think that'll work. And then I'm going to restart the game. If you use holodeck and you ever have this problem, Mandelbrot K, thank you for the thank you, I guess, or the compliment. I'm testing this out. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing Twitch, but so far I'm having a good time, so I don't see why not. It's just I don't really have a way to have a schedule. I have a kind of a crazy life that doesn't really succumb to a schedule very well. But if you ever have this problem with holodeck, I really like the mod, but sometimes it gets confused about whether or not it's in the game, it's in its simulation or not. Let's see, saves, and what save was this? Eve, very poorly named Eve. But actually, I think I can. I think. If I do this, and I say okay, and then turn it on, there you go. This is my persistent file. Apparently, I have to leave it at the whatever it was on before. Sorry if you can't see it, but there's a scenario for the hyper holodeck. There it is. Simulation active. You just change this to false. Exit out and then start up. Well, that's my cheat sheet for Darkest Dungeon. And start KSP back up. And then it'll be fine. Yeah, Mandelbrot, I vaguely recall your name. I mean, other than obviously the mathematician. Were you on my FTL series? Did you put your name in at some point, or am I just remembering a name that is similar to yours? That was also on that series. Commented on the forums. That's probably where I saw you then. See me on the forums all the... Yeah, I'm like the #2 poster of all time or something like that on the Kerbal Space Program forums. And that's crazy because I haven't posted in a long time. Well, I mean, I posted a long time, but I haven't posted like a lot in a long time. Okay, we had a major power problem. So I think we're going to suck it up and put some of these good old-fashioned radioisothermic, whatever the Mahuzits are called. And let's see, let's rotate them like this, and we'll just stick them... Yeah, we'll put them on this guy, I think. We'll put him right here. Shouldn't add too much drag, right? We also needed a docking port here to better simulate that part of it. We also needed a way down. Now, he's going to pop off the top here. So if we had a ladder, where, though? I guess it's going to have to be, like, here. And then the ability to clamber from there. Yeah, see, I don't know how well the clamber works anymore. Come on, let me rotate it. There you go. See, I don't think this would allow him to walk up there. And this... I guess we'll give it a shot. Let's do this on Kerbin here. Let's go ahead and save and launch this guy. Okay, let's put the brakes on. Let's lower... Oh, the ladder's already lowered, so Jeb, hop on out. Let's turn off that HUD. Oh, mind the gap there, Jeb. Okay, now obviously you can just jump down. Okay, you walk around lathe, you plant your flag, we grab this thing, we climb up, and then what happens when you get to the top? Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. Oh, there we go. There we go. I just had to spam the F key until it worked, I guess. I do like the clamber ability. Okay, so that works. That works. We would have gotten into orbit with no problems. This can't add more problems to it. This was a slight problem, but if I just wait a little bit longer to ditch it, that shouldn't be a problem. I could even ditch it once I'm in space. So I'm going to call this done. I'm going to call this done, and that means... That means I have everything I need. Crazily enough, I have everything I need. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's take this. Lay the front. Save it. Let's take this. Lathe back. Save it. We're done here. Don't save. Then we need to load up the Tylo ship and fix his ladder problem. Where's Tylo? And that's actually not called Tylo anymore. It's called something. Everywhere. No, it's Everywhere Lander. That's what it was called. Hey, Ankro, thanks for watching. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to be playing for. I might quit in about a half hour, maybe an hour at the most. So I can actually record some Darkest Dungeon. I'm not going to stream Darkest Dungeon, though. So if you don't come back, have a good night. If you do, I'll see you then. Okay, this needs a ladder. And it only really needs it right here, because any world that we come to before Tylo, we're not going to need the ladder, right? We could put it here, too. We could put one here and one here. Let's go ahead and do that. Ladders. That's in utility. Put one ladder here. And one ladder here. If we extend this one, it goes down far enough that he should be able to reach that even from Tylo's surface. And I'm assuming get up to there. And then this one is the same boat, but on places that aren't Tylo. Let's go ahead and try it. Okay, if we open this ladder, because if it works on Kerbin, it should work anywhere. Just take a header off the building here. Okay, grab onto this, climb up, and then what happens when you get up here? Yeah, see, now does the clamber work? I haven't actually played around with this too much. Let's go ahead and try this. If we get up to the top here, and before we get to the edge, we hit F. Yeah, see, he can't get on, period. Now, can we push this thing? No. Can we do the trick where we fall down here and... Oh, actually, can... Oh! Oh, there you go. See, that's what we were hoping to do. Just right the ship. That's... Again, I'm pretty sure that's what NASA would do. And then get back in the ship. Oops. God, the controls of these guys. This is the stuff I cut out of the YouTube videos. There we go. And then beat aboard. Okay, technically, we'll say that worked. Now let's toss these things. And then get this thing back upright. Actually, what we can do is we can lower the landing gear and then raise it again. Totally worked. Okay, hop back out, drop back down, open this thing because I forgot to. You can't push this. That clamber seems a little OP. That clamber seems a little OP. But that worked, which is important. And I keep hitting F. Do you guys still do that too? Beat aboard is just wrong. Okay, F, climb up, be ready to hit beat aboard. And let's go ahead and just go right to Tylo with this thing. Let's go right to Tylo and plop it down on the surface and make sure it works. Let's get in the sunlight. Seems good to me. Go ahead and shut this, ship lander, set to current, and bam. That was crazy. Oh, we don't have the... Okay, that's why I have this mod. These two mods together are fantastic. Neither one does all what the other one could do, but together they are fantastic. Okay, that should work fine. Also, I wish the game did that. No? Can I lock the suspension on these things while they're here? Yes. No, that's the engine. Lock suspension. There we go. Okay, now Jeb, hop out. Fall off the ladder. And make sure you can get back in your ship from the surface of Tylo. Because if you can do this, you can do anything. Perfect. Okay, done. Abort simulation, return to the assembly building. Close all this down. Okay. So we're done with the Tylo lander, or the Everywhere lander. Let's go ahead and save it, and then let's go to our sub-assemblies, and this needs to be the Everywhere lander. Tylo and under. You must be this tall to land on Tylo. Okay, and then what else do we have? The Eve one is on its own. The ISRU Everywhere, or Everywhere ISRU 1. We need one of these, and we just know it works. And we don't have to worry about this. Oh, I just thought of something. We do have to worry about it. I want his ship to be at the bottom so he can get out and get back in. So let's go ahead and fix that now. Which is take this off. Take this off. Put it here. And then I think the only place we can attach here is this. Yeah. Ugh. Okay, let's fix this now. Okay, this needs to be the root part. That's nowhere near what I was doing. Is this now the root part? Okay. Okay, this is now the root part. Now, if I take this off, I should be able to attach it down here now. And then if I take this off, it actually doesn't need this. I don't need to worry about this because I can just pull off a new one. Okay, so let's pop this at the top. And then the lander can at the bottom, and then either gravity will pull these down enough so that he can hop in and out. How long have I been playing tonight? Oh, geez. Oh no, you're talking to somebody else. You just orbited for the first time, Brandon Slaney. Do not feel bad about that. It took me a while to get into orbit, and it took me even longer to get on the moon. So yeah, this is a great game. I love it. But I'm doing more than just get into orbit. I'm trying to build a ship that will orbit, get to orbit, and land on every planet in the game and moon, and then get back to Kerbin. There we go. There's our door. There's a engine right in the way, but it's better than this ISRU thing in the way. You even returned home. Very nice. Very nice, Brandon. I don't think he's going to be able to get out of here. Let's go ahead and try this and see if our guy can get out. Okay. Let's go ahead and actually we need to fully set this guy up so he's right. Util Clampatron Jr. on the bottom. Save this again and launch it. I just said launch anyway with nobody in it because I'm stupid. Okay, so let's go back to the vehicle assembly building. Let's put somebody in the ship. Jeb, you're up. And my phone's ringing. I'm going to reject it, but then I need to call this person back. So I'm going to stop the stream for a little bit, and I will be back.